30,000 years ago, across the frozen tundra of Ice Age Europe, human voices traveled across vast river valleys with shocking acoustic power and range. Miles of solid ice sheets covered mountain passes. Yet wandering mammoth hunters could hear acoustic warning signals echoing from distant canyon ridges away. Archaeologists discovered that deep cave portals were not just shelter, their arched limestone mouths acted as natural, colossal parabolic megaphone horns. Freezing air near the snow combined with warm air layers above to create acoustic waveguides, trapping human shouts along the frozen ground surface for miles. By stationing spotters inside resonant caves, Ice Age tribes maintained a long-range warning and navigation grid thousands of years before writing began. Shouting into open air dissipated voice power instantly. Shouting from within a stone horn added 20 decibels of free natural acoustic amplification. In a harsh climate where a single blizzard brought death, instant communication between separated hunting bands determined the survival of entire clans. Modern archaeoacoustics researchers are now mapping these prehistoric sonic networks, uncovering a forgotten acoustic science developed by early humans. Not every limestone cave amplifies voice. Paleolithic humans carefully searched mountain cliffs for caverns with precise parabolic dome ceiling shapes. When a sound originates at the focal point of a concave stone arch, the limestone reflects the diverging sound waves into a tight, parallel forward beam. Deep cave chambers with narrow chokepoint passages function exactly like giant Helmholtz resonators, oscillating intensely with deep bass frequencies. Acoustic measurements show resonant frequencies in European caves peak between 80 and 110 Hz, matching the male baritone vocal range. Archaeoacousticians found that the heaviest concentrations of Paleolithic cave paintings sit directly at the exact points of maximum acoustic volume and echo. In pitch darkness, hunters navigated stone mazes by humming. When their pitch struck a resonant node, the surrounding rock walls thundered in response. When sound leaves the cave throat, the expanding mouth acts as a massive horn flare, preventing impedance mismatch and launching sound far across canyons. Modern field tests in French limestone valleys prove a moderate shout from resonant cave mouths reaches over 5 kilometers across snowy terrain clearly. Inside enclosed chambers, sound waves bounce between parallel stone walls, creating stationary standing waves that multiply sonic pressure dramatically. Hunters did not speak from just anywhere. They stood on specific elevated stone ledges where ceiling curves concentrated all their acoustic vocal energy. The shape of the limestone entrance prevented sound from scattering backward into deep tunnels, channeling 90% of acoustic energy straight out. Each canyon created a unique echo pattern. Experienced hunters could identify which valley an echo came from based on its distinct acoustic delay timing. Lower acoustic frequencies suffer far less atmospheric absorption over distance, allowing deeper vocal tones and drums to travel cleanly across wide valleys. Opposing cave mouths across valleys created natural acoustic relays, allowing messages to bounce from cliff to cliff across vast mountain ranges easily. During Ice Age winters, temperatures plunged below -30 degrees. Heavy cold air sank into valleys while warmer air hovered directly above ground. Sound travels faster in warmer air. When rising sound waves hit the warm ceiling above, they bent continuously back downward toward the frozen snow level. This temperature inversion acted like an atmospheric waveguide, channeling acoustic energy along the cold frozen ground and extending audible sound range. Modern Arctic explorers report hearing quiet conversational whispers across 3 miles of frozen lake ice due to this exact natural thermal ducting here. Ice Age steppe valleys had almost no dense trees. The lack of leafy vegetation eliminated sound absorption, turning frozen ground into an acoustic mirror. While fresh powdery snow absorbs sound, hard wind-packed ice crusts create a much firmer reflective surface, reducing ground-level sound loss significantly. Paleolithic hunters recognized this seasonal acoustic window. They placed winter shelters directly along thermal duct zones to stay connected in storms. Severe blizzards could trap families inside shelters for weeks. Long-range acoustic links let scattered hunting bands confirm safety without traveling. Wind shears can disrupt voice signals. Early humans waited for calm twilight inversions when air was totally still and acoustic range was at its peak. Changes in echo clarity alerted hunters to approaching storm fronts. Damp air altered sound speed, providing an early barometric warning system for all. Spoken consonants degraded over long distances. Early hunters used sharp pitch shifts and pure musical vowels that survived atmospheric turbulence well. Many anthropologists believe alpine yodeling originated during the Ice Age as a specialized vocal technique for penetrating mountain sound ducts easily. At night, thermal ground inversions intensified greatly, expanding acoustic transmission range up to 3 times farther than during bright daytime hours. Hunters mapped valleys not just by sight, but by sound horizons, knowing exactly where a shout would carry and where it would be completely swallowed. Excavations at Hole Fells uncovered 40,000-year-old flutes carved from vulture bones and mammoth ivory, precisely tuned to pure musical scales. These ancient bone flutes produced piercing whistle tones between 2 and 4 kHz, the exact frequency range human ears detect with peak acuity. A high-frequency bone whistle tone cuts through blizzards and wind noise, traveling twice as far as a human shout with much less vocal effort required. Hunters also carved aerodynamic wooden and bone slats called bullroarers. Swung on sinew cords, they generated deep, pulsating infrasonic frequency waves. Low-frequency sound waves from bullroarers do not scatter easily against trees or rock walls, allowing them to travel intact across entire mountain ridges. To distant listeners, a spinning bullroarer sounded like approaching thunder, carrying a distinct rhythmic pulse that signaled general clan assemblies. Certain mineral stalactites resonate musically when struck. In several European caves, researchers found markings suggesting ancient percussive sound play. Archaeologists found painted ochre marks on specific stalactites in European caves. These colored spots marked precisely which stones yielded clear tone. Striking a tuned stalactite inside an acoustic stone chamber produced a thunderous boom that surged from the cave mouth with the power of a brass gong. Hunters also carved hollowed mammoth tusks into deep-toned signaling horns, capable of producing low-pitch blasts that carried across frozen river valleys. Stamping on hollow cavern floors or frozen river ice generated deep ground vibrations easily detectable by ear pressed against the cold earth miles away. Stretching scraped animal hides over hollow log frames created acoustic drums whose low-frequency beats could pierce through thick mountain fog and snow. Carving precise angled notches into bird bone tubes allowed hunters to focus acoustic output in narrow beams toward specific distant hunting parties now. Combining high-frequency whistles with deep percussive pulses provided robust acoustic signals that remained detectable across diverse mountain terrain zones. Different instrument combinations communicated complex situational data, such as herd size, movement direction, or predator threats in real time out loud. Every Ice Age hunter carried bone whistles and stone strikers, ensuring they could summon aid or signal their precise location wherever they traversed. Hunting mammoths, woolly rhinos, and giant steppe bison required coordinating dozens of hunters dispersed across miles of treacherous glacial terrain. Spotters stationed in elevated cliff caves tracked herd movements across valleys. From their high perches, they broadcast tactical ambush instructions. Acoustic signals could help coordinate movements, signaling when ground hunters should advance together to guide mammoth herds toward natural bottlenecks. Acoustic warning signals also provided vital predator alerts, warning foraging parties when dangerous cave lions or hyenas were spotted moving in the area. Modern whistled languages, such as Silbo-Gomero and the Canary Islands, prove that humans can transmit complex language across steep mountain ravines easily. Acoustic signals enabled simultaneous multi-flank strikes, ensuring separate hunting squads attacked at the exact same second without seeing each other. When sudden whiteout blizzards erased all visual landmarks, resonant cave sound beacons guided disoriented hunters safely back to the base camp shelter. Scouts encountering unstable ice bridges or hidden glacial crevasses could sound warning signals to keep following hunters out of immediate mortal danger. After felling a multi-ton mammoth, hunters sent out carcass butchering calls, summoning village processing teams before dangerous predators smelled blood. Paleolithic humans utilized acoustic terrain much like modern armies use radio grids, converting hostile frozen landscapes into an interconnected network. Acoustic relays allowed independent nomadic clans to coordinate seasonal rendezvous at major river junctions for trading flintstone, amber, and spouses. Maintaining fire was life or death. If a campfire died, an emergency acoustic call alerted neighboring caves to send glowing embers before frostbite hit. Regular horn blasts from cave portals established tribal territory boundaries without requiring dangerous physical border clashes between wandering bands. Tribes trained specialized acoustic scouts whose acute hearing and vocal range made them the vital communications officers of the Upper Paleolithic Age. Standing in a resonant cave while hundreds of people chanted created standing sound waves that caused dizziness, chest vibration, and collective euphoria. Low-frequency acoustic resonance inside limestone chambers matches human theta brainwave frequencies, inducing deep hypnotic and meditative trance states. To hunter-gatherers, the echoing response of the cave was not simple physics. The mountain itself felt alive, speaking back in their own resonant voice. Vocal resonance vibrated the thin paint pigments on stone walls, making painted bison and horses appear to shake and breathe in the flickering torchlight. Young hunters underwent acoustic initiation ceremonies, placed alone in dark resonant chambers where booming stone echoes tested their courage and mind. Before writing existed, epic tribal histories and migration routes were encoded into rhythmic chants memorized inside acoustically resonant stone chambers. The transition from the noisy outside world to the focused acoustic silence of the deep cave marked a sacred psychological boundary for early human clans. Singing in acoustic resonance synchronized heart rates and breathing among clan members, forging unbreakable emotional bonds necessary for total survival. When a revered clan elder passed away, long solemn horn notes echoed from cave to cave across the valley, uniting distant families in shared tribal grief. These ancient acoustic practices laid the foundation for human music, language development, and modern architectural acoustics thousands of years later. Long before humans built stone roads, watchtowers, or optical telegraphs, they conquered frozen continents using nothing but rock geometry and sound waves. When you visit ancient limestone caves today and clap your hands, the thunderous response is the exact same acoustic marvel our ancient ancestors mastered. Their acoustic ingenuity proves that prehistoric humans were not primitive brutes, but sophisticated masters of physics, climate, and sound engineering. The echoes in deep caves still ring with the ingenuity of our ancestors. Subscribe for more deep prehistory investigations, and leave your thoughts below.